Hello. We're now talking about annuities. No, we've been talking about that for a while. We're going to use the word portfolio now. Many years ago, children, in the previous millennium, in the dark, dark days of ABE Regina, there were departmental finals. And it was an evil exam that came from the Department of Education of Saskatchewan. And I'd never seen it before, and the students had never seen it before. And, 40% of your mark. That was evil. It was vile. And it really bothered me that one of the questions I had on there was something like this, a portfolio question. And you had to do the entire thing, and all they looked at was the final answer. So if you got one little bit wrong along the way, but I assume you just got the question wrong. So don't like that. But now they've gotten rid of departmental exams across the board. So we don't have to write them. I don't like these questions on tests because, again, if you make a mistake in step 2 and you got 3 other steps, it's really hard to mark because I'm not going to mark everything wrong if you make one little mistake. So this is more a assignment, a worksheet, or mostly we're just going to practice it now. So what a portfolio is, it can kind of be 2 things. It could be a collection of things like stocks and bonds and mutual funds, or it can also be one investment that changes over time. And I'm going to do that one because it's a little bit simpler. Yeah, I was going to start talking to you about stocks and bonds and mutual funds, but really I don't know enough about it. I know stocks are in a company. I have no idea what a bond is. Mutual funds are when you buy something with kind of like an advisor, and he buys a bunch of stocks and puts them together and says, here, use this. Usually what they'll do is they'll do a mix of different companies. Like maybe there's some banks, maybe there's some oil companies, maybe there's a bunch of different things mixed together in their hopes that it'll kind of balance each. Yeah, I'm going to stop now. If you're interested in that, go find a financial advisor or even someone in finance class, someone in business. They can help you a lot more. Anywho, here we go. So we're going to talk about Jack, who deposited $1,500 into an account every 3 months for a period of 4 years. He then let the money grow for another 6 years without investing more money in the account. The interest rate on the account was 6% compounded quarterly for the first 4 years and 9% compounded quarterly for the next 6 years. Okay. And this is also why I put the answers right here, because if we make a mistake in step 1, we're in trouble. Okay, so let's look at it the first part. He does $1,500 into an account. Okay, so this is an annuity, right? Because he's putting in multiple payments for 4 years. Okay, so let's do that part. SRIN. So he's putting in $1,500 every 3 months for 4. Okay, so also messing you up. 3 months out of 12 months is 1 quarter, or 0.25 for quarterly payments. There's a very long way to figure that out, but it's quarterly payments. But it doesn't say that, so I'm trying to mess you up. It's a trick question. Oh, sorry. Interest, 6%. Oh, I got overexcited there because it tells you right there. Those have to match for all of our questions. So we can't get it one, we get it the other way. Divided by 100, divided by 4. Sorry. It is December 31st. And it's cold in the classroom because there's not lovely bodies to keep me company. So we're going to move my heater around every once in a while. So like that. And then my N, 4 years. So 4 years. times 4. That's going to be 16. 6 divided by 400. Ah, see, I got cheeky. 500 divided by 4. 0.015. Okay, so S, and this is where, whoops, I should move my camera down. And this is also where I'm going to look up the formulas. I should have written those out earlier. Is equal to R, bracket, 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 bracket. 1 plus I to the N minus 1 over I. Oh, yeah, that's the way to do this one. I thought I needed a keying sequence, but not really. So $1,500, bracket, bracket, 1 plus 0.015, close my bracket, 16 minus 1 bracket over 0.015. Okay, 1,500. Oh, pardon me while I do look up my keying sequence. So this is the formula. This is the old formula. If you wanted to write it in terms of your keying sequence, that's cool. But since I got this much, I'll just make sure I'm okay. So it's bracket 1500, bracket, bracket, bracket. Why am I making my life difficult? Sorry. I'm going to look at this. So it's bracket, bracket, bracket. 1 plus 0.015. Close my bracket. Exponent 16. Close my bracket. Minus 1. Close my bracket. And a second bracket, which I have to remember. Oops. Bye-bye. Bye-bye I, which is 0.015. Whee! And yay, I got the right answer. Okay. Also, notice up here and on here, I'm carrying extra decimal places because if I round now, it's going to make a difference in the second half of the question. Just hold on. I'm just going to rewrite it the other way because this is nice, but that's not what we've been doing. R 1, 2, 3, 1 plus I to the N bracket, bracket, minus 1 bracket, bracket, divided by I. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to ignore that. One, 2, 3, 1 plus 0.015 to 16th minus 1 divided by 0.015, and S is equal to 26,898.55477. Okay, I know that's weird, but if you don't carry all those decimal points, this answer at the end isn't going to work. I'm 99% sure. When you do this in business, you just put it in your calculator and it does all the magic for you. You just put in the initial things, how many years, this, and ta-da, it comes out. Okay. So that's the end of 5 years. Now, let's go back to the question. Now, what does he do? Then he lets the money grow for another 6 years without investing any more money in the account. Okay, so from now we go 6 more years. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. He doesn't add money. If he doesn't add money, it's not an annuity. It's compound interest. So we're back to APIN. Amount at the end, having a clue. P is 26,898.55,477. And it says the interest rate now was 6% for the beginning and 9% at the end. So 9 divided by 100 divided by 4. Equals 0.0225. And wow, I do not have a lot of room on this page. 6 years times 4. Remember, my people. Matchy, 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 matchy. All the time. And also remember to turn that up. It's going to give me 24. Okay, so then A is equal to P1 plus I. And 8 is equal to 2698. Oh, I lost an 8. Try that again. 26,898.55477. 1 plus 0.0225. And I'm clearly running out of paper to the 24. Okay, so this should be pretty straightforward on how to put this in. 26,898.55477. Bracket 1 plus 0.0225. Close my bracket. And it needs to be the 24th. And I think that's all there is. And, well, that didn't work very well. 26,898.55477 times. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what I was missing. Bracket, it should have worked. 1 plus 0.0225. That's my bracket. Now I need an exponent. And I go 24. How about now? Aha! Huzzah! I don't have the answer key. Oh, wait, it's right there. 45? Yay! Equals 45, 882.655. How did I do? Yes, that's what it's supposed to be. And yes, if you work in a bank, they have computers that do this. I must share. Many, many years ago, 1985, when I was in grade 12, we had to do finance like this. Calculators were kind of crap. And I remember doing some question, and I was at my friend's house. Her dad was the manager of a bank. So we thought, okay, well, let's go ask him this finance question. So we tootled upstairs and said, hey, Mr. Gibson, how can we do this? And his answer was, I have girls that work for me that do this for me. And it was just, oh. And we went back downstairs and we figured it out ourselves eventually. But it was like, all righty. That's just telling you what life was like in the 80s. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, now we need total interest. Well, this is not total interest. That's the amount he had at the end. But Let's start out with that. 882.66 minus. Now we have to figure out what he actually put in the account. So for 4 years, whoops, I'm going to run out of room. He put in $1,500, and he did that quarterly. Okay, that's really messy. I probably just could have got the 16 from there instead of like this, but that's okay. You know what? Because I love my calculator so much, I don't feel like making more mistakes. So 4 times 1,500, that's how much a year for 4 years? $24,000. So 45,882.66 minus $24,000. There you go. 21,882.66 was interest earned. Cool. Whoops. Sorry. Move that so it's actually straight for you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you for joining me in this fun adventure of portfolios. Bye.